Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of a majestic mountain, there lived a young man known for his profound laziness. While the other villagers toiled away in the fields and workshops, he could be found lounging beneath the comforting shade of a tree, lost in his own world of daydreams and naps. The villagers often whispered about his lack of ambition and drive, wondering if he would ever amount to anything. Little did they know that this seemingly lazy young man held within him a mind-blowing secret to overcoming laziness. One fateful day, a wise old monk arrived in the village. The news of his arrival spread like wildfire, and the villagers eagerly gathered to seek his guidance. The young man, too curious to resist, joined the throng and approached the monk. The aged sage smiled warmly and beckoned him closer. "My son," the monk said, his voice carrying an air of profound wisdom, "I have a task for you, a challenge that will test your mettle. I want you to climb to the top of that mountain and bring back a single feather from the highest peak." The young man's eyes widened in disbelief as he glanced up at the towering mountain before him. "That's impossible," he scoffed, his laziness surfacing. "I'm far too indolent to embark on such a daunting journey." The monk's serene smile never wavered. "Ah, but you see," he whispered, his voice carrying a hint of mystery, "the feather I seek is not on the mountain itself. It is on the other side, hidden within a cave that can only be reached by climbing to the summit and descending to the other slope." Intrigue flickered within the young man's heart. The allure of such an unusual task ignited his dormant curiosity, and a spark of determination kindled deep within him. He made up his mind, accepting the monk's challenge and embarking on an extraordinary quest. The ascent proved arduous and long, pushing the young man to the limits of his physical endurance. Gasping for breath and drenched in perspiration, he pressed onward, driven by a growing sense of exhilaration and anticipation. With each step, a newfound strength and purpose surged through his veins. When he finally reached the summit, exhaustion mingled with triumph, and he beheld a breathtaking panorama that expanded his perspective. Yet, the true trial awaited him on the other side of the mountain. The descent proved treacherous, rocky terrain threatening to send him tumbling. Bruised and battered, he stumbled and fell repeatedly, but his resolve remained unyielding. The promise of the feather that lay ahead propelled him forward, overcoming every obstacle that obstructed his path. At last, he arrived at the hidden cave, its entrance bathed in ethereal light. Gleaming within the soft illumination, the feather awaited his grasp. As he gently picked it up, marveling at its exquisite beauty, a realization struck him. He now faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge: how to return to the monk with the feather in hand. For a fleeting moment, doubt crept into the young man's mind. He contemplated relinquishing his triumph, surrendering to the weariness that gripped his body. But the memory of the elation and pride he felt at conquering the summit ignited a fierce determination within him. He knew he possessed the strength and resilience to accomplish the impossible once more. He embarked on the arduous ascent, his muscles protesting with each step. His lungs burned, pleading for respite. Yet, he refused to succumb to his fatigue. He pushed himself beyond the limits of his endurance, fortified by the knowledge that he had vanquished his laziness and achieved something truly remarkable. Upon reaching the monk, the young man presented him with the coveted feather. The wise old sage smiled, his eyes reflecting both approval and wisdom. "Well done, my son," he praised. "Today, you have learned a profound lesson. Laziness is not an aspect of ourselves to accept or tolerate. It is a challenge to be overcome, a hurdle to be leaped over." The young man nodded, absorbing the wisdom that resonated with his very being. He realized that his potential had always been within reach, obscured by the veil of laziness that held him captive. Now enlightened, he understood that he possessed the strength and determination to surmount any obstacle in his path. The monk's challenge had revealed an invaluable truth: the path to overcoming laziness lay in challenging oneself and setting ambitious goals, no matter how daunting they may appear. To conquer inertia, one must push beyond perceived limitations, cultivating discipline and consistency in daily habits and routines. By adhering to a steadfast schedule, one can forge productive habits even in the face of reluctance. Moreover, the young man understood the significance of cultivating a growth mindset. Failure and setbacks should no longer deter him, but serve as stepping stones for growth and enlightenment. By embracing challenges and reframing his perception of failure, he could utilize these experiences to fuel progress and continuous improvement. Ultimately, overcoming laziness necessitated the willingness to step outside one's comfort zone, embracing the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. With each endeavor, the young man discovered that within himself lay an indomitable spirit, yearning to soar to new heights. Thanks for watching, and never cease your noble quest for knowledge.